With a possible deal on Iran just around the corner, the reorganization of power in the region seems well underway, meaning big deals in store for American and British arms dealers, as CNBC's Hadley Gamble reports.
With just months to go before a final deal could be reached with Tehran over its nuclear program, U.S. officials now say they plan to bolster defenses for Sunni Arab allies in the Gulf, including a possible nuclear commitment.
Saudi Arabia faces a range of threats from across the region. It has done for a long time.
The U.S.-led invasion of Iraq in 2003, the perceived abandonment of Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak, America's so-called pivot to Asia, and behind-the-scenes negotiations with regional rival Iran left the kingdom feeling vulnerable. And with the United States moving ever closer to a rapprochement with Iran, a new generation of Saudi leaders is taking charge.
Usually when you want to know what's going on in Saudi foreign policy, you call up Washington. This is over. You have to call Riyadh because Riyadh is not going to go through Washington to do what they have to do.
As Saudi Arabia looks to project its influence further afield in Yemen and beyond, the kingdom is finally making use of a multi-billion-dollar weapons cache sourced mainly from American and British suppliers. And all those orders mean big business to some of America's top defense contractors. Last year, Saudi Arabia was the world's biggest buyer of high-tech weaponry, spending a record $6.4 billion and beating out India to become the United States' largest export market. And the kingdom isn't the only country stocking up. Total sales of weapons to the Gulf states are up 70% over the last 5 years, with the U.S. accounting for nearly half of all arms sales to the region.
Saudi Arabia certainly has a very, very strong military, conventional military capability. They're becoming more and more capable. They're better able to absorb the advanced weaponry they're now buying. Iranian capability is nowhere near as strong.
Tehran's treasury, crippled by years of heavy sanctions, has left the country's regular armed forces ill-prepared to meet the challenge of a joint Arab force kitted out in the latest in high-tech military gear. And that's good news for a White House that's clearly unwilling to let a regional rivalry derail a historic nuclear deal.